Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rambling Through Everyday Life with Fran and Angela. My name is Fran, and I'm one of the co-hosts for this podcast. Y'all, this is one of those weeks. You've heard me say, you've heard us talk about things that make us want to pull our eyeballs out. This was a week where technology was not helping us. There are some days when I just want to throw it all in the trash and say, I don't have the capacity, can't do it. But then we see you, the amazing listeners, and we're like, nope, keep going. We're going to do this. Okay, enough of that nonsense. How about some pumpkin spice latte? Are you having one? Do you think it's trash? I need to know how you feel about it. Then we've got our own thoughts about greeting cards. What do you think about that? We need to know that too. And then my new favorite obsession, I'm very late to the game, Facebook Marketplace. And of course, we're going to talk about Jesus and 1,000 other things. We're just so glad that you're here. All right, sit back, enjoy the conversation. We love you guys so much. Well, happy September, everybody. August came and went so fast.
I liked August. There were moments it felt like 32 years.
Oh, 100%.
But so much happened, and it did go by fast.
Yeah. In the back to school college world here at Union, we have this thing called Welcome Week. It is not a full week, but it's where we take the freshmen in and, acclimate them and have all this fun, give them more information than they could possibly handle and manage before classes start. And it really begins Thursday night after move-in. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's just 4 days that feel like 400 days.
It was all day, every day.
All day, all night, every single moment of every single day. And we began to say, Saturday felt like a month. The month of Saturday. The month of Sunday. The month of Monday. And then first day of classes came and it's like, okay, we're good.
And now it's Labor Day weekend and you get a day off.
Holy smoke-a-rooney. September is here, which means like fall is really coming.
Pumpkin spice everywhere. Here it comes.
You don't drink coffee, so your answer is no, you don't like pumpkin spice.
I put it in tea. I do like chai lattes and pumpkin spice tea. And
I don't like
coffee.
I don't like pumpkin spice coffee.
Really?
No, ma'am. I think it's gross.
That's interesting.
Hot take.
If you would have said true or false, how does Fran feel about pumpkin spice? I would have thought, yay. But it's a nay.
It's definitely a nay.
Okay, listeners, how do y'all feel about pumpkin spice? The people need to know.
I don't like it.
I think it's overused. I get tired of hearing about it and seeing it on TikTok.
It's in a muffin. It's a cookie.
It's a toothpaste. That's disgusting.
It's just a little much, people.
A candle just makes you angry. You think there's a dessert in the oven. No, it's just a candle.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, we have another hot take, Angela, that we want to talk about this week.
Greeting cards. How do y'all feel about greeting cards?
Yeah.
I miss Hallmark. Hallmark used to have rows and rows and rows of options.
Yes.
Now, when you go to Walgreens, you have limited options, and they're not all great.
Yeah. There was here in town for the locals. Remember the Hallmark store that was next to Target?
Yes.
And it was a whole store.
It was huge.
It was a huge store. And not only were there cards, but there were gifts and, all kinds of things. And I used to just walk in there and think, this is lovely. I also remember thinking, I would have been in my late 20s, early 30s. We were just in the throes of 3 small children. I just remember thinking, this is also real expensive. These gifts are real expensive. And so I felt a little intimidated by it all. But the greeting card, here's where all this started, guys.
We both had anniversaries.
Yeah, we did. We both had August anniversaries. And I don't know. Okay, so here's my hot take on this. When it comes to birthday cards, unless it is so super funny and borderline, if not inappropriate, between the two people, it's funny to you and, maybe there's a little inside jokes there and history and stuff. I love that. but like just the, happy birthday or happy anniversary or
just normal vanilla plain
vanilla cards, then I'm like, nah, I don't want to go buy that. I don't want to give it to you because I feel like it then becomes the same. You could recycle the card every single year and just keep adding new sentences to it. And your sentences are kind of the same.
That's true. Carl is always so good about posting on Facebook. That has become the card. I'm like, you know what? You did a post. I don't need anything.
Yeah, I don't even think I did that.
Well, and that's okay.
Well, and I just I don't know. I have just lots of feelings about stuff that's so silly and stupid probably, but the nostalgia of the greeting card industry and world, I love that. So it's not like I want to see anybody go out of business, but I'm like, it's almost like I don't enjoy going in there and looking for a greeting card and then finding something, writing something in it. And then what do you do with it?
Right.
Do you keep them?
I keep some random wedding invitations. I found Annika's wedding invitation in my Bible. There's some that I use as bookmarks, cards and things. But overall, unless there's something really sappy and sentimental. I also think though, what is your love language probably has something to do with this. If there's some people that it probably means more to than others.
Yeah. Well, and then I told you, I've got these 2 baskets at work of different type cards that people have given me over the years. But I also know that's like a one and done kind of thing. And so what they've written inside the card is so meaningful and precious. And I'm not going to get another card like that from them. So I'm going to keep that. But then, the others, like we've been talking about, then you kind of feel bad. You're like, well, here's your now $7 card.
It's insane.
In the trash.
Remember when they were like 99 cents?
Yeah, I still look for those cards.
They're out there.
Yeah, they're out there. So anyway, I don't know. I'm curious just because we were talking about it. I'm just curious what people think about cards.
Well, here's another hot take. You ready for this? Because now we are both a little bit, I won't say addicted, but we are both living the life on Facebook Marketplace right now.
Y'all. Here's the thing. And there are some people that I know personally that have the absolute best luck with Facebook Marketplace. They get on there one time. Chesney Knowles, who I'm about to go see after we record this, who does my nails. Avery Lopez is another one when I think about when she moved to Nashville. And now you, Angela, there are people that just have the absolute best luck where I feel like I've scrolled for 92 days still looking for whatever it is I'm looking for, and I cannot find it.
Well, this is my favorite Facebook Marketplace story lately. So on a Friday, we had lunch with Kaylee and sent her off back to Nashville to begin her school year. And there were hugs, and I didn't cry that time, but it was just very I don't know when I'll see you again. Well, Friday night, I get on Facebook Marketplace, and the exact rug and the exact chairs that I've been looking for my office, and they're a steal. The chairs are $300 for 2 beautiful chairs for my office. The rug is huge. It's like a 9x11 gorgeous Persian rug. And I got this man down to $900, which
Holy
is
smokes.
Expensive, but this is like a $3,000 rug.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They're both in Nashville. So I have to go to Nashville to pick up my Facebook Marketplace finds, which just so happens to be where my child now lives. So Saturday morning, we're like, hey, what are you doing for lunch? We are coming to Nashville.
How convenient.
And it was not planned, but it really is cool to see.
Did you broaden your map to include Nashville?
It came up in my there's like a for you, and then there's a local. But here's what's so funny. Those of you who know my husband, just imagine me telling Carl, oh, by the way, I met a man online named Ariel, and we have to meet him behind the Nashville Public Library in a garage to look at rugs. And I only know him through Facebook Marketplace. Carl looked at me and he said, you want to get us killed, don't you? I was like, oh, it'll be fine. I have a rug dealer. We're good. So anyway, he turned out to be awesome. And if y'all are listening and you need a deal on some rugs, I have the best rug dealer
Not drug
Not
dealer.
a drug dealer.
Rug.
But I have a great rug dealer. He used to work in Brentwood and in Nashville at their big rug stores. And there is such a huge markup in rugs. But yeah, that went great. And then, oh gosh, what else did I get? I got, when I went to Italy, I did not get a painting in Venice that I wanted so bad. And
was that just because it's like, how am I going to get this back kind of concept?
No, it was one of those, it's the first day, we're still going to Florence and then we're going to Rome. And what if I see something I like better? When you're on vacation, if you see something you want, you better get it because you may not see it again. Kaylee got the cutest little painting and I've had this envy and this regret. So I'm looking on Facebook Marketplace and there is a painting that's almost identical to the one that I wanted. It's not expensive at all.
Like what size are we talking?
It's
I'm terrible at this. Why am I asking?
Like a 9x14 maybe.
Okay.
And it's the man in the gondola under the Grand Bridge. It's just beautiful. And it was like $50. And I thought there's no way. But this woman, her mom is Italian. Long story short, I meet her little Italian mama. Like the Nona's movie. I meet her at exit 56 in the McDonald's parking lot and get my painting and she's hugging me and we've adopted each other and she was precious.
That's so sweet. I can just, it's almost like this is the worst analogy that's about to come out of my mouth, y'all.
I can't wait.
This is absolutely ridiculous that I'm about to say this. It's like this, I can scroll through Facebook Marketplace without even looking for something because I'm just more fascinated by maybe what's out there. But also the fact that I have caught myself recently, why? I don't even know, y'all, scrolling Venmo.
Oh.
People, I Venmo my kids money all the time, but I always do it privately because I don't want it showing up on the main Venmo feed.
Too. Right.
I don't want people seeing, oh my gosh, she gives her kids money all the time. Well, you know what? If mama wants to send you $20 for lunch, I'm going to do that.
That's my prerogative.
I get to do whatever I want to do. And so apparently I did that the other day. I sent somebody money and then somehow I saw, what everybody else was doing. And I'm like, oh, well, looky there. So-and-so paid somebody for some shoes. Somebody bought, somebody's paying somebody back for pizza. And I just thought, this is fascinating to me. Get off the Venmo.
It does make me want to be more creative in my description.
I'm horrible.
You read some descriptions and you're like, oh, well, that's a lot more fun than what I put the last time.
I'm not creative that way. I'm not creative. But, y'all. So Angela's always had this luck. Did you get anything else through Facebook Marketplace?
Oh, yeah. When I leave here, I have to go meet a man because I found this little table to go in between those two chairs, and it's a marble top table. It's gorgeous. And it was like $70. So
where is he? Is he in this area or is he?
He lives an hour away, but he's in town for a ball game. So we're meeting at the Academy parking lot.
Well, that's so kind.
I've got all these new friends.
Listen, and another friend of mine, like Robin Newman, she would do this kind of stuff all the time. And she'd be like, yeah, I'm meeting so-and-so in so-and-so's parking lot, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who are you safe? And now I'm like, oh, yeah, girl, you go get it. You found you a deal.
Oh, well, Jamie Taylor, this will be my last one, but I found a chair for me to sit in at my desk that matches the two chairs that I got in Nashville, but it was in Birmingham. I just typed in the name of what I was looking for, and it's a $2,500 chair. They wanted $300 for it. Mint condition.
Oh, wow.
Too good to be true.
Yeah.
But it's in Birmingham. And Kaylee's no longer in Birmingham. I'm like, how am I going to get this chair? So I called Jamie Taylor and I said, hey, how do you feel about meeting a random stranger to buy a chair and maybe a sketchy part of your town?
Right.
And Jamie immediately said, I'll go. And I said, Jamie, don't go alone. She was like, I'll be fine. So Jamie went and she's fine.
Did she approve of the chair? Did she love it?
She said it was beautiful. Yeah.
I know. And this is the last thing I'm going to say about this because I'm so new to it all. And a lot of y'all listening are like, oh my God, Fran, we've been doing this for 9 years. What if you get there and you're like, I don't really like that.
Well, you just tell them.
You do?
You just say, there's a nice way to break up with somebody.
I don't want that.
It's not you, it's me. This is beautiful. It just won't work in my space or it's not. Okay. So talk about your purchase.
Yeah. So we're going to get to, in a little bit, we're going to talk about a big life change event and why I need this desk, but I have discovered as I'm going back to school, we'll come back to that because that's a whole thing that's so super fun and extremely scary and intimidating and humbling. But a lot of y'all might have read my Facebook post, but I have found that I need a desk. I need a place to like spread out with books and all this stuff that I'm using for class. And so I got on Facebook Marketplace completely expecting to be disappointed and therefore having to like buy something from Wayfair that comes in 99 million pieces that Chip's going to have to put together and I'm going to hate it essentially. You know, like it's fine, but it's not what I want. But anyway, I get on Facebook Marketplace and there is this beautiful cherry table. She called it a table. It's 4x2.
Perfect size. Gorgeous piece of furniture.
It's so pretty. And then come to find out, like I know her daughter. She lived right down the road. Chip was able to go get it the next morning. It was $100. That is all.
That's
I was
amazing.
Like, this is a steal.
A steal.
Absolute steal. So Chip goes and gets it, takes it upstairs. Now I'm back on Facebook Marketplace looking for a chair to sit in because that's also like I had to put the desk in the space, which I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go, like where it'll ultimately land, but where it is right now, I got to have a chair to sit in and I got to have a lamp. And so today's project is to find a lamp. But anyway,
it's so fun.
It only took me 4,000 times of looking on Marketplace for something to actually find something.
It's like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
You're on a virtual shopping spree from your pajamas. But and I do kind of like the Venmo thing. I do get nosy sometimes. Like I had no business clicking on the Louis Vuitton trunk in perfect condition that somebody's selling. I don't want it.
Yeah.
But I was like, ooh, who listed that?
Yeah.
Who owned it first?
Yeah. Yeah, wonder why they're
curious.
wonder why they're getting rid of it.
I don't know.
Anyway, fun times, everyone.
Okay. I also want to brag on something that I've done or not done. Last season, we talked about Easy Plant.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Dr. Dub, who has gotten on board. You know, we got Susie on board with Perbel. Dr. Dub sent me a text and was like, okay, tell me about this Easy Plant. Is it still alive? Have you killed it yet? Is it really easy? I should be the tester of products because if it survives the Snyders, it's worth having. You water these plants once a month. On the first of the month, I add water into the reservoir and put the lid on it, and it's fine. So I ordered, I'm getting adventurous. I have a few in my house. Now I've ordered some larger ones for my office, and they are gorgeous. And the two for my office, I just happened to read the instructions, novel concept, look at it. You water those every 2 months.
Oh, my word.
So I wrote down in the little guide the date. I thought I will never remember this. It's August 22nd when I did it. So I wrote it down. But they are so easy. And they're beautiful.
The name.
Easy Plant.
Is it E-Z?
Nope.
It's E-A-S-Y?
It's the proper easy.
Because in my mind, I want to say E-Z.
It should be.
With a hyphen plant.
And if you work in an office, like there is literally a section called low light.
Yeah.
So if you get only fluorescent light, it tells you exactly which plants you cannot kill. So stay tuned, but I'm hopeful and I'm confident and I'm very, very, we need plants. We need life around us. It purifies the air. It reminds us of God's goodness. They're just fun to have around.
I have a plant in my office. I could not tell you what it is, but it was given to me here at work 2 years ago. And I was so proud of it. It needs a little bit of low light by a window, and it's just grown and been so beautiful. And then all of a sudden, it's like, you ain't looking so good. I have a feeling it's one of those repotting situations that Fran ain't gonna do.
Oh, I didn't think about the repotting.
If
I get really good with plants, I have to learn those kind of things.
I don't want to know how to repot.
And I don't know if I can with an easy plant.
I can repot. Chip loves to do stuff like I just hand it to him and be like, hey, will you put this in a bigger pot? And
fix it, Chip.
Have some fresh soil. That's all it needs. But I'm also like, oh my God.
Easy. Easy. Okay, one last thing, and then we're going to talk about school. And this transitions into school.
Okay.
I was on Facebook, and a suggested friend for me was a name I had not seen in 30 years. Ralph Brazier, my favorite law school professor. it hasn't been 30 years, but it's been close. It was I was there in 98. So yeah, we're coming up on 30 years. This is the man who I had no desire to go into real estate law, but he taught property. It's a required class for every first-year law student. My mom was killed in April. I start law school in August. I'm a newlywed. I've got all this change and I'm just like checked out, just on autopilot. Law school was so hard, so hard. And I'm looking back, I don't know how. By the grace of God wanting me to do this is the way that I survived it. But everybody there seemed very like cold and we don't want you here. But he was the man who always acted like he enjoyed us being in his classroom. He was just incredible. And as a result of that, I decided to pursue real estate. And I did an internship that summer and wound up doing real estate closings for years. And it was only because of his influence. And I never have told him that.
No.
I have not seen him since before graduation.
Where is he?
Well, I didn't know. I just saw his name on Facebook. So I thought, this man will not have a clue who I am. But I'm sending him a friend request. And if he accepts it, I'm sending him a message. He accepted it. I poured my heart out in Facebook Messenger. I started with, you have no idea who I am. But let me tell you, I said, not only is this the impact you made on my life, but I have referred to you as an example in so many conversations of all it takes is one person that notices you, that cares about you. I said, I went into a field that I had no desire and interest in, except for the fact that it mattered to you. So it mattered to me because you had that rapport with us in the classroom. He sent back the most beautiful message. It started with, Dear Angela.
Oh, precious.
I want to print it out and frame it.
Absolutely.
But he has never had his own biological children. He said, I love keeping up with my children, quote, from that he's taught. Apparently, he's still teaching. But he said, as I draw near to retirement, it's so fun to keep up with you all. And here's my takeaway for listeners. Send the note, send the message. There is somebody in your life from years past who have come up in your thoughts, in your conversations, somebody that really made a difference. Make sure you tell them.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I never really thought about telling him until I saw his name pop up. And then when I read his message, he went on and on about how much it meant to him to hear me say what I said. And we just had a moment. But it just think about who has influenced you in your life. And it's probably somebody that you think, well, they know. They already.
Or
don't assume that they know.
Or in your case, it was so long ago.
And he wouldn't know me if I walked up to him. But it didn't matter. So
I think that's just precious. Like, did you know, like, is he around this area still?
He's in Memphis,
still there
teaching. And I would love to take my son, is thinking about careers. I would love to take Cole to meet him.
Yeah.
But anyway, shout out University in Memphis.
That's
Cecil
precious.
C. Humphrey School of Law. The place that caused some of my trauma, but not all of it.
Listen, I went to the University of Memphis back in the day. It was called Memphis State. Was it Memphis State when you were there, or had it just changed?
It was University of Memphis, but the basement flooded every time it rained in our law library. And after I left, they built the gorgeous new law school downtown. Yeah. I have not seen it yet. Yeah. But anyway.
I remember walking by the Cecil B. Humphreys Law School and thinking, oh, well, I'm never going over there.
You totally could have. Okay, you may not be going there, but Fran Thomas.
Okay.
We got a story to tell.
Well, here's what I want y'all to, if we're friends on Facebook, I want you, if you didn't, go read the story behind how this came to be, because I don't want to tell all that again. I want to spend a few minutes talking about like where I find myself now since class has begun. So the very short version is, in 2013, the Lord planted the seed for me to go to school, but it wasn't time. It wasn't time then. And so now it is time, 12 years later, at 55 years old, 55 and a half years old, to go back to school. And now is the time. And I know that. And I'm excited, and I still am excited. And I love to learn. Like, that's not the scary part. But here's what I have found in the last week is the fact that I'm having to navigate. Well, let me pause and say this. I'm pretty sure, based on the introductions that we've done verbally in class, as well as the introductions and the interactions we've had online in our discussion forum. I feel like I'm the only one that is starting brand new. Everybody else is been in class before, so they know what this feels like, looks like, acts like, tastes like, smells like.
Can we pause 1 second for anybody listening who does not know what class you're doing, what program you're in? Y'all, Fran is getting her master's degree.
Master's in Christian Studies.
This is huge.
Thank you, Dub Oliver, for looking me in the eye at a basketball game and telling me this is what you need to do, because I was honestly considering something else, which is also like, why would I not do this? And so the very first class, every class is accelerated, or I don't know that to be true for the whole 2 years, but this semester I'm in 2 accelerated classes. So instead of being in a class for the whole semester, I'm in 2 classes that are 8 weeks long. So this first class is Old Testament.
Okay, pause. Old Testament in 8 weeks, y'all. Think about that.
Oh, you have no idea.
Think about that.
You have a zero idea. Let me tell you this funny story that happened in class last week, and then I'm going to come back to how humbling this experience is. So last week, this is online, and so I'm joining class live, because if I don't have something on Monday night, you better believe I'm going to be there on Monday night, because I haven't figured out how long it's going to take me to do all of the required work. And when I tell you the volume of reading is insane, it is insane. And then trying to figure out of this very dense reading material, what is it that I'm actually going to have to retain?
What was your week 1 homework? Just so people have an idea.
Oh God, we have 4 textbooks, the Bible being 1, and then 3 additional textbooks. And so out of 2 textbooks, we read 4 chapters from one and 2 chapters from another, as well as read or listen all of the book of Isaiah, which is
all of the book of Isaiah,
66 chapters.
And they're dense. This is dense.
Isaiah reads like the Psalms. It can 1 minute be over here, and then another chapter it's this way, and it doesn't read like a story.
You've worked all day.
Yes,
and come home with a tired brain.
Yes. So
it's so incredible what you're doing.
So class is from 6 to 8, and at the very end of class last week, and y'all, I love my professor so much. His name is Mark Catlin. He's incredibly smart, but also super funny, very approachable. I don't feel intimidated, but at the very end of class, he said, okay, if you've had me in class before, then you know what I'm about to do. And so this is what we're going to do. He said, I want you to take Genesis 1 and 2, and I want you to put those 2 chapters beside Revelation 21 and 22. So essentially, I'm not thinking this in the moment. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Oh my God, what's Genesis? What's that? La, la, la.
And you're in the room with like pastors.
Yeah. There's people very smart and way more, not qualified, but they have much more just knowledge that I do. It's not there at the level that they have it. Okay, so I'm just panicked, like, how am I going to I got an iPad open. I got my computer open because I'm taking notes on my computer. I got my phone. I can use that for the Bible. But, all this, like, how do I figure this out? He said, just glance at Genesis 1 and 2. You know what those are, but just glance to refresh your memory. But I want you to put them all beside each other. These are the bookends of creation. Okay, so you've got Genesis in creation, but Revelation at this point is the new heaven and the new earth. So he's like, we've got the bookends of Scripture that are tied to creation. I want you to compare and contrast what you see at the beginning and then at the end. And then you've got 3 minutes.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
3 minutes to do this, and then I'm just going to call on you, and you're going to tell me what you see. Y'all, my heart rate was 294 beats a minute.
I bet you're getting Apple Watch notifications.
Oh, it's just like, wait, what? Hang on a minute. Oh, my God, I'm so scared. Don't call on me. What are we doing again?
I'm having a heart attack.
I am. I don't know what's happening. Is this a comparison? Are they similar? Are they different? I don't know.
Which translation are we in?
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, that's how we started. Okay, so I told Dr. Dub, and I've told everybody that I work with, that this is a very humbling experience, because I'm not kidding you all. I'm not kidding you. We all, and I really do, I'm saying this very strongly, but if you're like me and you were just a regular Joe kind of gal that occasionally is in some in-depth Bible study, but you're just like living on the surface, which is what I have done for a lot of years. Yes, I've done years of in-depth Bible study, but we just living on the surface, y'all. We are just swimming in the baby pool. And so all of a sudden, very quickly, and in the conversations that I have with these people in class, all of a sudden I feel very, very exposed at what I don't know. And I'm realizing really, really quickly, oh man, how arrogant of me to think, to speak, to say, to suggest, to consider, to offer biblical text that I honestly don't know what I'm talking about. And so it's created this not anxiety, but a little bit of anxiety and fear of, can I do this? Because practically speaking, the content, the assignments that are required of me at an older age, y'all, is just a lot, and it's extremely overwhelming. And I'm not an anxious person by nature, but when I feel this way for days at a time, because I see what my classmates are, how they're responding to questions, and I feel like I don't have that type of response because I'm not as knowledgeable and well-versed, and I don't see connections and know connections as quickly as they do. And I feel like my answer is, it's just
Jesus. Jesus is the answer.
Well, in this case, yes, but not what we're looking for. And so it's just a very humbling experience. And so something that I was thinking about and had jotted down previously when I was thinking about school is this. The fruit of the Spirit is what we're all trying to grow. Because if somebody's going to look at our life and describe us, I hope and pray that above anything, that they are speaking things of the Lord over us. And essentially, in a very simplified way, they could just quickly rattle off some fruit of the Spirit, because that's what we're after, is the fruit of the Spirit. But the fruit of the Spirit grows. The Lord is the grower of that fruit. We are not doing that out of effort and work. It's just not us. We do not grow the fruit. The Lord does. But that growth is going to come out of pain, discomfort, and suffering. And I just have to lean into that. I look back to 2013. The Lord was preparing the soil then. That takes a long time. In this particular situation, it was a long time of preparation. It was a long time of seed being watered, and different experiences and people and things that were watering that seed. But I want nothing more than to walk away from this experience in 2 to 2.5 years, once I have the degree completed, and to have literally sat with Jesus at the feet of Jesus and let him grow what he wants to grow in my life. And it's not because I completed a study, or I am reading through the Bible in a year, or like that necessary stuff, that necessary opportunity to learn and grow, which I'm a huge fan of. But this is just going deeper. And I don't know what you need to do that is requiring some suffering, some discomfort, some pain when it comes to your understanding and your love and your learning of the scriptures and the Lord. But it's just time. it's time for us to do that. I think it's a wonderful time of year for you to evaluate where you are in your walk with the Lord. And I don't know. It's just the scariest thing that I've ever done, but I want to surrender. I want to not be intimidated. I want to say what I have to say. And if it seems like a 3-year-old, you know what? We can have the faith like a child. We can, but I also want to grow in my understanding of the Old Testament. So,
well, it's your journey. So that's where it's going to be interesting, because your experiences and where you are in life is different from theirs. And that's a good thing. Your perspective has got to be so refreshing in a classroom if the majority of the students all looked alike and you were different. I look back on my law school years, the older students that came back got so much out of it. And we were all just trying to get out of there. We're like, if they ask one more question, we're going to get them in the parking lot.
Shush.
But and then think about like all the teaching we've done with people younger than us on comparison, and like just where God has you now is just such a sweet, beautiful place. And I cannot wait to see what he's doing with this.
Well, y'all gonna get a occasional school update where I'm like, oh my God, this is so hard.
Everybody pray for Fran.
Well, I just want to encourage you to grow and to go into the deep water wherever it is the Lord is asking you to go.
And you know what I'm learning, and we will not get into this. This is going to be like a 5-second of what I actually had a therapy session this morning, and we talked about just finding like empty nest season is really, really close for me. I'm feeling it already because Cole's hardly ever at home. But instead of just being sad and miserable, there's so much opportunity for the very first time in my life to have additional time. When kids are packed out with schedules, it's hard to find time. And if that's the season you're in, there are still pockets of time and ways and places
of depth
just to take a next step.
Yeah.
And for us, a lot of times it's listening.
Right.
I'm doing more walking to clear my brain and listen through my ears to scripture being read over me. How much Isaiah have you listened to on the treadmill lately? Like there's always ways that we can just whatever that next step is for you. Just consider it. Yeah. And it's always worth it.
Right. Always. Okay. We'll close with this, something that we're wanting to do this year to grow all of us. And you're welcome to join us. You're welcome to take this and do whatever you need to do with it. I'm a huge fan of scripture memory. We know that scripture is what changes us, what transforms us. This podcast is not going to do that for you. Scripture is going to transform you. All the good efforts and things that are out there to help us are wonderful, and we need that. Everything from exercise and nutrition and our mental health and all the things like those are fantastic things. But the Word of God is what's going to transform us. And so we are going to attempt, Lord willing, please let us do this. That is our heart's desire over this next podcast season, is to introduce a memory verse for us at the beginning of every month. And so I know that the first episode of every month is not always going to land on September 1st, October 1st. But when appropriate, we will introduce the next scripture memory. And Angela and I were talking about this the other day, and it seemed like such a good idea as she's making adjustments at work. I'm making adjustments with school. Like, we really want to know the things of the Lord. We want the wisdom and the knowledge that He can give us. And so there's a verse, there's lots of verses out there, but this is a long one, y'all, and probably not the best place to start, but we've got an entire month, and we're going to show later through a reel, and we'll share it on Facebook, Instagram, all the socials, along the way over the course of the month, so that it's put back in front of you again and again. But I would like to read this over us. And this is out of Colossians chapter 1. And this is Paul speaking to the people of Colossae. And it says this, beginning in verse 9. And then I'm going to tell you where the memory verse is going to start. For this reason, I'll go back and do that at the end. For this reason, since the day we heard about you, we have not stopped praying for you. We continually ask God to fill you with the knowledge of his will through all the wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives, so that, verse 10, so that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and please him in every way, bearing fruit in every good work, growing in the knowledge of God. So it's verses 9 and 10, but I'm specifically focusing on we continually ask God to fill you, to fill me with the knowledge of his will through all the wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives, because that's what I'm after. I want the knowledge and the wisdom that the Spirit gives, not what the world gives, but what God himself is going to give me, so that, and I love a so that, love it, so that, because there's a consequence because of that. And it ties in to what I was talking about earlier with the fruit of the Spirit. But verse 10, so that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and please him in every way, bearing fruit in every good work, growing in the knowledge of God. There's 2 parts there that you could memorize over the course of a month, and just focus on the first half and then focus on the second half. But I don't know, I think it's very applicable. I'm going to write it on the bottom of my desk. And there you go, people.
I love it. We literally, y'all, I went to the Dollar General store and spent $1 whole on a little index card spiral, and I was starting to write the verses. Fran was sharing it just now, and just it fits in your purse. Keep it with you, Fran. You take yours everywhere.
Mm-hmm. It stays in my car, but we'll do some more detailed talk about that throughout the course of the month. But we'd love for you to memorize that with us if you would like.
We would also love to invite you all to save the date. September 20th is coming up, Fran.
Yep.
It's a Saturday from 10 until noon. And we have been invited by our dear friend, Susanna Lewis, a.k.a. Whoa Susanna, to speak with her at Chapel Hill for a ladies event. And it's open to everybody.
How would they find tickets? Do we know the answer to that?
There are no tickets.
You just show up?
You just show up.
Okay.
But we will share it on our socials.
Okay. The church and all that, the date and all that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all are amazing. Happy September. Should we play the Earth, Wind, and Fire song?
Do you remember?
Do you remember the 21st night of September?
Maybe we'll have a podcast coming out on the 21st.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Okay, you guys, we love you so much. You have a fantastic day. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for listening, you guys. We hope and pray that in every conversation, we're bringing you joy, nuggets of truth to maybe consider, and to simply encourage you as you go about your everyday life. While maybe, we can even provide some community through this thing called a podcast. Make sure that you're following us on all the socials. Yep, occasionally we're on TikTok, Instagram, and our Facebook page. All right, you guys, remember, let's read Colossians 1 and focus in on verses 9 through 11 all month. We want to memorize and meditate on those verses as much as we possibly can. All right, you guys, have a great day. We'll see you next time.